My husband is cheating on me. Apparently, he's been showering his mistress with designer goods. What's more, he used my credit card for these extravagant purchases. I've put up with it for our son's sake, but I've reached my limit. I can't forgive this. I have to do something. The one who came to my aid was the last person I expected. My name is Flora, 35 years old. I've been married to Adam for 10 years. Our beloved son Dominic turned 8 this year. Always having loved reading, I'm now living my dream as a novelist, my chosen career. My mystery series gained a significant following, allowing me to secure several monthly serials. Thankfully, my standalone books are also selling well, keeping me busy every day. Initially, my husband had a job, but the moment I started earning, he quit. For the last 2 or 3 years, he's mostly lounged around at home, occasionally going out to play pachinko. Yet today, unusually, he's changed into a suit. Something's not right. Why the suit? I decided to boldly ask my husband. Adam, it's rare to see you in a suit. Where are you going? My husband's eyes widened in surprise, but he quickly returned to his usual tone and said, A job interview. A job interview? For what? Well, it's obviously for a job, right? I thought it might be time for me to start working again. I see. Good luck. Yeah, I'm off. At that moment, I genuinely believed he was going for a job interview. I thought that with our son still so young, he had reconsidered his priorities for the future. However, my husband didn't return home until 1 a.m. that night. I happened to be awake because of a looming deadline. Reeking of alcohol and perfume, he fell asleep on the living room sofa. In his hand was his smartphone, unlocked. Out of sheer curiosity, I peeked at my husband's phone. What? What is this? I can't believe this! To cut to the chase, my husband was cheating on me. What's more shocking, his affair was with my best friend, Delphine. It seemed like they had been to a fancy restaurant with a beautiful night view that day. The shock was like a dull blow. It was too much. How could Adam cheat on me with Delphine? Why? Doesn't Delphine have a husband too? I trusted them both. The unexpected reality hit me, and tears welled up in my eyes. Knowing I shouldn't wake my husband, I stifled my sobs. Evidence. Yes, evidence. For now, I sent the evidence of the affair to my own phone and decided to think about the next steps. The next morning, I casually asked my husband, who was acting as usual. Hey, Adam, about yesterday. Yesterday? You know, you said you had an interview, but you came home late. I was just wondering what happened. Then my husband averted his eyes, showing signs of thinking up an excuse. Actually, I ran into a friend after the interview. We ended up going for a drink. A friend? Who? Some guy you don't know, Flora. Do I need to explain everything? Yeah, you're right. As expected, my husband concealed the fact that he had met with Delphine. His affair was clear from this attitude as well. 1 month after discovering my husband's infidelity, I was still lost in confusion. Until now, I hadn't confronted my husband about the fact he was cheating. Once I bring it up, it's clear that a crack would form in our relationship. If I was alone, I would have confronted him with the evidence of his affair and divorced him right away. The only reason I didn't divorce him was for our son, Dominic. I couldn't bring myself to take his father away from him at the tender age of 8. Afterwards, my husband started going out frequently, taking advantage of me being busy with work in my room. However, this was also an excellent opportunity. While he was out, I decided to gather evidence of his infidelity. What I found in his room were several unfamiliar receipts. Apparently, he had been buying women's designer items. But there was nothing like that in his room. And of course, I hadn't received anything. There was only one conclusion I could reach. Adam, you've been lavishing Delphine with designer items. But where did he get the money for that? He's jobless now and living off the allowance I give him every month. There's likely no savings left. Concerned, I decided to follow him. During that time, I would call my brother over to watch over Dominic. Of course, my brother didn't know about my husband's affair. I lied to my brother. Bro, sorry for calling you out of the blue.
Nah, it's fine. But what's up? Suddenly asking me to look after Dominic?
Actually, I really want to go shopping alone.
Shopping? You've never been much of a materialist. Don't you usually shop online?
Well, that's true. But today, I want to buy something that's only available in the store. So, can you please look after Dominic?
Well, alright. But don't be too late, okay? Dominic gets lonely.
Yeah, thank you. Thus, with my brother's cooperation, I successfully managed to tail my husband. Right now, he's walking arm in arm with my best friend, Delphine. I knew it was happening, but seeing it with my own eyes was a shock. The two of them cheerfully entering a high-end designer store. And then I saw something outrageous. No way! Is that my credit card? Indeed, the card my husband used to pay the bill was my secondary credit card. I always keep my main card in my wallet, but the secondary one was left in a drawer. He took it without my knowledge and used it to fund his gifts. Over the past few months, I've been buying new work tools like monitors and keyboards and even new furniture, so the amount on the credit card has skyrocketed. Both cards are linked to the same bank account, and because I've been busy recently, I haven't checked the details carefully. This came back to bite me. I can't believe it. Not only was he cheating on me, but he was also freely using my money. Any love I had for my husband had completely cooled off. Of course, I was at fault for not noticing, but I still couldn't forgive him. I took clear pictures of the two of them in the act and returned home. For the next few days, I was engrossed in thinking about how to get back at my husband. I checked his usual use computer multiple times when he wasn't around. Since he syncs his smartphone and computer, I can easily check his and Delphine's exchanges on the computer. Soon, I found out that the two of them were going on a trip during the upcoming long weekend. A 4-day, 3-night trip to Okinawa. Yep, this is my only chance. I decided to execute my revenge plan to coincide with my husband's affair trip. But there was one problem. That was the presence of my son. It would be difficult to carry out this plan without my son finding out about his father's infidelity. I decided to rely on my brother's help again. Hey, bro, sorry to ask again, but could you look after Dominic for me during the upcoming long weekend?
You mean for the entire 4 days?
Yeah, I have something I need to do.
Something to do. Huh.
He says with a meaningful tone. Just as I was feeling uneasy about my brother's attitude, he firmly said this.
Flora, stop trying to handle everything on your own.
Bro?
Adam's cheating on you, isn't he?
What? How did you know?
I heard it from Dominic.
Huh? Dominic? Even though he was still a child, my son had noticed his father's infidelity. I don't know if he understood the concept of infidelity, but he knew that his father was becoming close with someone who wasn't his mother, and that this was causing his mother pain. It seemed that Dominic, in his own childlike way, had noticed this. But I thought I was hiding it well from Dominic. How?
It means Adam has hurt you so much that even Dominic could see it. Are you still planning to be with a man like that?
But if I divorce Adam, Dominic will be upset. As soon as I muttered this, my son, who was supposed to be in the next room, appeared. It's okay, Mom. I'm on your side. Dominic, are you sure? I don't need someone who makes Mom sad. As long as I have Mom, I'm okay. Thank you, Dominic. And thank you too, bro. And so, thanks to my son and brother, I was able to make up my mind to get revenge on my husband without any hesitation. We started moving to a new place on the day my husband was leaving for his affair trip. My brother helped us, and we secretly packed when my husband was away. Then, on the night before the long weekend, I decided to give my husband one last chance. I asked him, who was excited about his trip starting tomorrow, straight to the point. Adam, what's with the luggage? Why are you preparing a suitcase?
Oh, this? Actually, I'm going on a trip with a friend from tomorrow.
A trip? Did you mention anything about that?
It's a sudden decision. Who cares? I'm going with the budget of the monthly allowance I get.
Wanting to avoid further questions, my husband was emitting a "don't talk to me anymore" aura. But I couldn't care less about his situation. I questioned my husband in a voice lower than I've ever used before. "Hey, is it really with a friend?" My husband was visibly shaken, his shoulders twitching. Still, he desperately lied.
Of course! You've been nagging me!
I see. That's nice. A trip with a friend. Have fun.
I was gonna have fun even if you didn't tell me to.
Well, just don't get too carried away, okay? Leaving those words, I exited my husband's room. Honestly, if he had confessed the truth here, I was considering just asking for alimony and child support and settling things amicably. Even though he cheated on me, he was someone I once loved. When my novel didn't sell, it was because of him that I could keep going. I didn't want to hate him or resent him from the bottom of my heart. However, I can't afford to be so composed after what he's done. For the sake of my son and for my future, I have to put an end to my relationship with that man. There's no need to hold back any longer for a man who keeps lying. The next early morning, my husband had already left for his trip. I opened the drawer and confirmed that he had taken my credit card as usual. I immediately contacted the credit card company, reported the loss of the card, and requested a stop to its use. My son woke up and I greeted him. "Good morning," he responded with a wide smile.
"Mom, it's today, right?"
"Huh?"
"The move! We're going to our new home today, right?"
Seeing my son's sparkling eyes, the last bit of anxiety I had disappeared. "Oh, Dominic. All right, I've stopped the credit card. Let's move to our new home."
"Yeah, that's right! I'm excited for our new home!"
With my brother's help, our move went smoothly. My son and I moved our things to the new house, and my husband's things were sent off to a certain place. The next day, while relaxing at the new house with my son and brother, I received a call from my husband. "Hello?
Is that you, Flora?
Do you need something?"
Well, actually, I've ended up spending more than I thought. Could you transfer me just a little bit?
He probably couldn't use the card because I'd suspended it and was having trouble paying for things on his trip. He was asking for money indirectly without mentioning the card, which was disgusting. "You said you were going to stay within your allowance, right?" "Sorry, but I can't afford to lend you anything."
Don't say that. I can't enjoy the trip alone if you do that.
"Alone? Don't you mean for two?" At that question, my husband let out a dumbfounded, "Huh?" "You wanted to show Delphine the sights on your trip, right? But too bad. The card you took is no longer usable, so give it up."
Whoa, what are you talking about, Flora? Who's Delphine? What about the card?
"It's useless to feign ignorance. Actually, you're too flustered."
It's because you're saying things I don't understand. I don't know anything about the card.
"That's enough. It's already out that you cheated on me with my best friend Delphine."
Huh?
"Did you actually think it wasn't exposed? Are you stupid? It's so obvious."
No, this isn't what it looks like. It's not cheating.
I was extremely angry at my husband, who was still trying to make excuses. Not caring that my brother and son were around, I let out all the anger I'd been holding in. "Don't make excuses! You had a family, but you had an affair with another woman, and you even used someone else's card. Do you realize how low you've sunk?"
Yeah, Flora, let's calm down.
Calm down? How am I supposed to stay calm when dealing with the person I hate most in the world? Let me tell you, I have no intention of forgiving or helping you. I hope you and that woman you cheated with fall straight to hell. Don't you dare show your face in front of me and Dominic ever again." I unilaterally hung up on my husband. Then I got a call from Delphine, the woman he cheated with.
"What the heck, Flora? What have you done?"
"Ah, Delphine! Long time no see. How's the trip with your best friend's husband?"
"Shut up! Explain yourself first!"
"What are you talking about?"
"Don't play dumb! You sent Adam's stuff to my house, didn't you?"
Indeed. During the move, I had sent my husband's belongings to Delphine's house, the woman he had an affair with. Since Delphine was married, her husband was naturally at home. That's why I purposely sent all of Adam's belongings to her husband. I included a long letter explaining the situation, and yelled at her over the phone, almost cracking the speaker.
"Are you kidding me? What have you done? My husband found out, and he's furious.
Isn't that natural? You're having an affair even though you're married.
To think my best friend would do such a dirty thing. You're the worst. I am so disappointed.
Excuse me? I think that's my line. My best friend was cheating with my husband. You think I would forgive that? Who was the one who did the disrespectful thing first, even though we were best friends?
I wasn't serious. It was just a fling. There's no way I would settle for a jobless loser like him.
Whether you were serious or not is none of my business. I'm getting a divorce soon, too. Either way, the fact that you had an affair is true. I will never forgive you. I'll demand the maximum amount of compensation, so be prepared.
Compensation? What? I didn't hear anything about that.
Isn't it natural? You did something worthy of it.
Wait, I'm a housewife. I can't pay compensation.
I don't care. You can figure it out yourself. Or maybe beg your husband, although I guess that's unlikely.
Wait a minute, Flora! Hey, wait!
Goodbye. I hung up the phone without letting her speak and blocked her contact. After that, I finalized the divorce through a lawyer and demanded compensation from my ex-husband and Delphine. I demanded child support plus the amount he spent on the card without permission. Delphine, burdened with debt from paying the compensation, was served divorce papers by her husband and was apparently kicked out of their house. He tried to rely on his family home, but the circumstances were what they were. After being swiftly turned away, he's apparently now living in and working the night shift. He tried to rely on her, but she flipped out, blaming him for ending up getting divorced. She quickly cut off ties with him, and their relationship naturally fizzled out. As for my ex-husband, I hear he's now juggling several part-time jobs and just scraping by day to day. For someone who's been unemployed for a long time, finding a decent job won't be easy. Of course, if he ever falls behind on the compensation or child support payments, I'm determined to collect it by any means necessary. As for me, my son and I are living a peaceful life in our new home. My son is growing up so fast, and every day is truly fresh and exciting. I hope to continue pouring a lot of love into him without causing him any sadness.